Good afternoon everyone and welcome to Moneycontrol live stream. You're watching Closing Bell and I'm Santosh Nair. Well, benchmark indices have given up nearly all of the gains recorded on Monday. The NSE 50 and the BSE Sensex have closed deep in the red. Well, they did manage to recover from the day's lows. However, the Sensex, the Nifty has closed below the psychological 18,000 marks. And frontline shares took a pounding today. They have fallen sharper than mid and small cap shares today. IT, banks, metals and realty shares are among the big losers sectorally, whereas auto stocks managed to buck the trend, led largely by a rally in shares of Tata Motors. The India Volatility Index, which is also known as the Fear Index, has surged by 7.5%, which is quite a steep jump. Now, the Fear Index basically is an indicator of the bearishness among market participants, and this big surge means that there is a lot of buying of put options that have taken place today, anticipating a further weakness in the market. Tata Motors, Divi's Labs, Hindalco were among the key gainers in the Nifty today. Tata Motors was the biggest gainer of all, rallying by close to about 5%. Adani Enterprises, SBI, Adani Ports, Bharti Airtel, Eicher Motors were among the prominent losers in the Nifty. In the FNO section, we are seeing build-up of long positions in futures of Tata Motors, Motherson Sumi, Hindustan Copper and Zydus Life, whereas we have seen build-up of short position in futures of Adani Enterprises, Punjab National Bank, City Union Bank and VI. Well, with that, let's quickly take a look at some of the stocks that caught our attention in trade today. Tata Motors is the first stock and it was one of the big gainers today, largely driven by better than expected Q3 update from the company. Post market hours yesterday, the company had said that its global wholesales stood at about 3.23 lakh units, up 13% year on year. Global wholesales of commercial vehicles that was down by about 5% year on year, whereas wholesales of passenger vehicles showed an uptrend, up 23% year on year to 2.25 lakh units. Also good numbers from JLR. The wholesales in the quarter stood at 79,591 units, which is up close to 6% quarter on quarter, and Tata Motors has a record order book for JLR at over 2.15 lakh units. So, that is clearly what was driving sentiment for the stock today. However, a word of caution, because Tata Motors has been one of the underperformers in the auto sector so far this year. It had touched a high of about 520 plus earlier in the year, but has come off sharply since then. So, it remains to be seen whether today's uptrend can sustain. The quarterly numbers for many quarters in a row have been consistently disappointing the market. Hindustan Copper was the other big gainer today. Now, the main factor driving the stock price was that copper prices have now at a 6-month high. That is partly because global copper smelting activity in 2022 was the lowest in almost 6 years, and the trend seems to continue in the current year as well. Well, outlook on commodities in general has turned positive over the last few weeks. This is largely because of expectation that the reopening of China's economy could once again lead to strong demand across all commodities. Hindalco, this was again one of the gainers today. The stock was up about 1.5% in a bearish market today. Now, Novelis margins may worsen further in FY23, but this is most likely being captured in the prices. This is what brokerage house Jefferies had to say last week. Now, the strong positive report on the metal sector in general from Jefferies announced last week, that was one of the triggers for the uptrend in metal stocks, especially Tata Steel and Hindalco. Hindalco has managed to maintain most of the gains that it had made last week. The other factor which Jeffrey says is in favor of Hindalco at this point is that the stock looks reasonably priced at about 1.1 times FY24 price to book, and it is also expected to deliver a return on equity of close to about 12 to 13% in FY24 and FY25. Adani Enterprises, the third stock on our watch list. Now, the technical charts are clearly indicating a bearish trend. The stock has come off quite sharply. It's down by close to almost 10% over the last 1 month. Now, 5 out of 6 moving average indicators for Adani Enterprises are showing a bearish trend. The only indicator which is showing a positive trend at this point in time is the 200-day moving average. Otherwise, if you look at it, 5, 10, 20 and 50-day moving averages are all showing a bearish trend. Also, other indicators like the price rate of change and commodity channel index 2, besides also the relative strength index and MACD 2 are indicating a bearish trend for the stock. And well, with that, it's a wrap on this edition of Closing Bell. Thank you for watching, and we'll be back with you again at 9 a.m. tomorrow.